Yes, you already know who it is. Two of the best bad guys in the biz. I go by the name of Steph Ronan. That's my main man, Aaron McKee.
What up, y'all?
And we are your 404 HEELZ, and this is Word on the Street.
All right, bro. Let's start it off. We use that Saturday night main event.
Yes.
The main event. Goldberg versus Gunther. Goldberg has been talking a lot of shit recently.
I don't think it's shit. Just speaking his opinion. You know what I mean?
Kind of some shit, bro. They didn't get him a proper send-off. They didn't do this. The chop he didn't mean to laugh at, bro. I feel like he said his goodbye. Say goodbye, bro. He's in the he's hogging that spotlight, in my opinion, bro. And a lot of the IWC feels that way. How you feel?
Nah, I don't feel that way, bro. I don't feel like he's hogging the spotlight. I feel like you bring him out of nowhere. The man trains hard, makes his body look good. Okay, for 58 years old, pumps iron. It's a lot of work you got to go into that. Like he talks about his training regimen, what he had to do 6 days a week to get his body prepared for display on TV. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen wrestlers come out of who hasn't wrestled for a long time come back and look like shit. They look nowhere near like Goldberg did. So that shows you the dedication and what he had and what he had to do. When he says, I put so much into this. This is the thing he was talking about. Okay? Now, as far as him with the chop shit, is anybody surprised? Go back and look at any kind of Goldberg matches. He does that. Even Cole said it during the commentary. The world famous Goldberg smirked and smiled when you try to hit him and he sells. Goldberg's been selling for, that was part of his character for years. And now we have a fucking problem with it because Gunther all of a sudden had the world greatest chop. He supposed to sell that shit. Get the fuck out of here, man.
He said he didn't mean to laugh. He said it just didn't hurt. And I'm like, bro, that shit hurt, bro.
And that hurts. That's why that was one of the reasons why I love Goldberg, bro. He brings a sense of realism to his shit. And people are like, that's not being professional. It's Goldberg. Yeah. You gotta know what you get in the ring with. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get in the ring with Rey Mysterio and expect him to fucking have a powerhouse match. He's gonna do luchador stuff. You won't get in the ring with Goldberg and expect him to all of a sudden just crumble. But let me tell you something. How come nobody's talking about this match was 15 minutes long? Probably Goldberg's longest match he's ever wrestled. Why nobody's gonna talk about? They're gonna talk about the no sell of the chop. Well, how come nobody's talking about when he sold his whole knee the whole match?
Yeah,
okay,
that's true.
Why nobody talking about that shit? See, this is what I'm talking about, bro.
Did WWE do him dirty though? Did WWE do Goldberg dirty?
Yes and no. No, on the part of they did feature him in his hometown, well, adopted hometown, but they used Goldberg only to counter program AEW's All In. Okay, Goldberg at 58 years old can still draw 10,000 people at 58 years old. All right, and can still draw 10,000 people. So many people is on Gunther's bandwagon, and I don't see no Gunther shirt nowhere. We was at 2 WWE shows this weekend. I ain't seen that one Gunther shirt.
They don't sell him, bro. He's a heel, bro. That's why he's like JBL. He's like, don't sell my shirts. I don't want that shit sold, bro.
There's Gunther merch on WWE.shop.com because I went to we went to Evolution. I was gonna buy me a Jada Parker shirt. There was none there, but I seen multiple people with Jada Parker shirts. So I don't want to hear that shit. You can.
Are you not a fan of Gunther, bro? The ring general.
Oh, I love Gunther. This is not a knock on Gunther. This is not. This is me understanding where Goldberg is coming from. That's all I'm saying. I'm seeing both sides of the spectrum. You understand what I'm saying? And he felt like it should have been a PLE build up for his retirement, which is I agree. Sort of like what Sting did. Sting retired.
But this was NBC Live, bro. This is NBC Live.
Come on, man. Don't do
Saturday night main event, baby. ATL. We was there. We supported Gunther or Goldberg. Yeah. Let me ask you this though. With the retirement speech getting cut short, Goldberg has no legs to stand on, bro. Because it is NBC.
Yeah.
It's a hard out at 10 p.m. It's a hard out, bro.
Yeah.
Got a little bit in. They posted it. That's cool, bro. You can't be that mad, bro. Like it's network television. It's not cable. It's not, we can roll into, Tony Khan takes an additional 15 minutes every Dynamite, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't do that on NBC.
No, you can't. No, and for that, on that argument, I disagree with Goldberg on that because, it is NBC and they say, look, network TV, 10 o'clock.
You are on from 8 to 10. That's it, y'all. That's it.
And I think the WWE knew that, but I think since it was a retirement speech, they allowed him to go on. But the WWE was like, we can keep our cameras rolling and we can show the full speech on our platforms. You know what I'm saying? So for him to feel that way, yeah, it's Goldberg. But again, I think all that is accumulation of frustration that he felt like it wasn't as big as he wanted to be. For him to be,
I don't know what he wanted, bro. I didn't know what's he want.
I mean, he said do you know who he wanted to be his last match to be against? Roman.
Bro, stop.
He wanted his last match to be against the company's biggest star.
I'm sure he does. Which
I can see it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying?
You're lucky we didn't give you fucking Tozawa, bro. You're lucky we didn't give you Tozawa in a squash match,
just like I responded to somebody online who was just fuming shit out of their ass. And I could tell people who didn't watch Goldberg. Like, I'm talking about people who watched him from his inception and his career on up. I could tell people who just probably popped in, popped out, and they think like they know about Goldberg. You ain't watching. You ain't watching for you to sit here and support some of the shit you're saying, talking about Gunther's such a better wrestler. Yeah, that's fine. But Gunther will be so fucking fortunate to have a smidget of popularity, a smidget of impact in the industry that Goldberg had.
Yeah. I will say, I love Goldberg. Saw him from the first match, obviously now to his last match. I thought it was a good send-off. I thought it was. But now him going on podcasts talking all this shit. Bro, why didn't you talk shit while you were going through it? Why didn't you talk shit while you were going through it? You agreed to all this, it must have been, right? You could have said no. You could have been like, no, I'm not fucking wrestling Gunther. But you didn't, bro. You said yes. You said yes. You said yes. Then after, I'm a big after the fact guy. I hate when people talk shit after the fact. Hate it, bro.
It's sort of like Bret Hart, right? Bret Hart has all these things to say about Goldberg, but he acts like Goldberg wasn't busting motherfuckers' asses before he wrestled him. And all of a sudden, he gets surprised when he get kicked in the fucking face, which Goldberg didn't mean to do. And then he wants to sit here and still hold on to that shit for years and years later. Bro, Goldberg had a reputation of busting your ass, and you still went to war with him in the ring. Why? Because he knew it would draw money.
And I'm glad you brought that up, bro. I'm glad you brought that up. Because guess who Goldberg hurt on his way out, bro?
Charles Robinson.
Cracked rib Charles Robinson.
Speared the shit out that boy.
Bret Hart was like, I knew that motherfucker was going to hurt someone, bro. That shit is poetic, bro. That shit is poetic. How he always hurts people, and then his last match at 58 years old cracks a 60, whatever how old Charles Robinson is, you know? I think he's probably right around Goldberg's age. But, bro, how poetic is it that he breaks someone's rib?
That's WWE's fault. That's WWE's fault, bro. They shouldn't book fucking Charles Robinson to take a spear from Goldberg, bro.
John Cena body checked the shit out of Charles Robinson. He was good to go. Goldberg hit him with the spear.
That was the safest body check I've ever seen in my life, too. Like, I knew that shit was safe. Shit.
Shout out Charles Robinson, bro. Taking that bump like a champ, bro.
Yeah. Shout out Charles Robinson.
How about Goldberg's son, bro?
Oh, Gage. So Goldberg, smart man, smart businessman. And I think that's where it comes from.
Not smart businessman.
His son, he turned down an NIL deal from WWE because he's like, nah, it's too low.
It's too low? What have you done in wrestling, bro?
No, it's not about wrestling. And he backed it up with saying football is his first choice. Wrestling will always be there if he needs to be. You don't got to sign that contract.
So why the fuck would I pay you money for an NIL deal if wrestling's your second choice, bro?
The WWE, he didn't go look for the WWE. WWE came richer for him, bro.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm WWE, obviously I might want Goldberg's son, right?
Right.
But if you're saying football is your biggest choice, I'm not going to offer you a shit ton of money when you're over here talking football. Do I want to retain you on an NIL deal? Yes. But if you ain't ever really going to come, I'm going to offer you the bare bones, bro. I'm offering you this chump change just in case your football career ends like your dad's and doesn't last long. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So that's my problem. Why even offer at all?
Because you got to throw the offer. You know, it's like, you know, when a star athlete is, you know, projected to go to Bama, projected to go to Ohio State, you know a shitty small school's gonna look, hey, bro, we'll give you a full scholarship. You know what I'm saying? You gotta throw it out there. You gotta cast a line to see if you catch a big fish. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. But again, that's WWE's fault. I mean, I guess
I just
WWE's
think
pride
saying
got hurt.
I just think saying a WWE contract is too low when you have never wrestled and we're literally just paying for your last name. I think it was disrespectful for Goldberg to say something.
What would you say all the time? Nepotism is heavy in the
Yeah.
WWE. So just
Yeah.
because his last name is Goldberg and his genetic gene pool he came from, that was enough for him to get a little bit of chump change from it for a deal.
Yeah, you can get a little chump change. You
So
can't
guess what Goldberg
you can't
said?
break the bank, bro.
Guess what Goldberg said? He said they willing to pay that for you right now. He ain't had one match in WWE.
Yeah.
He said just wait later. They're gonna fork out more if your football career don't work out. So I mean, you can't be mad as a parent because if I was a parent, I would have said the same damn thing, bro.
Yeah. All I'm saying, the best comparison is you never saw Rick Steiner on podcast being like, my son's first priority is football. And then if he fails at that, then he'll come to the WWE.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of, if you were the head of WWE, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, but Rick Steiner ain't Goldberg, bro.
I know, but he's a Steiner. He's a Steiner, bro.
Rick Steiner, Rex Steiner, which he should fucking run with that name. That sounds more of a better professional wrestling name than Braun Breaker. Rex Steiner.
He wanted to separate himself, but that was the first time Paul Heyman said he was a Steiner on TV, bro.
Loved it too.
I don't know if that was the very first time, but that's the first time I've heard it.
That's the first time I heard him on live TV and admit that he's a Steiner. That was great.
Yeah. I'm sure Michael Cole has mentioned something, his uncle, his dad, but nothing like a promo in the ring being like, that's a Steiner right there. It was a good moment.
That was great.
I love the Steiner bros.
That was great.
My boy coming out with the headgear, bro.
Man, the dog face gremlin, love him.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Big Papa Pump, his uncle.
There's levels to this shit. Let's keep it a buck, bro. This is all wrestling is about levels, okay? And Goldberg, no matter how much you want to talk about his work rate or how much he injured people or what or not, you can't take away the impact Goldberg has been to the industry, and it's up here.
Let me ask you this. Most kids, Nepo babies in wrestling have outperformed their parents. Like the Cody Rhodeses, the Randy Ortons, the Roman Reigns.
You think Cody Rhodes outperformed Dusty Rhodes?
I mean, he's never main evented a WrestleMania and he never won the title. So yeah, I do think he did.
I'm not worried about because he was in the E, bro. But
Dusty didn't win a Royal Rumble. Cody's got to. I think if you put career A versus career B and you take away their names and pictures, everyone's picking Cody's career, bro.
You can't compare.
Cody also started his own wrestling promotion and made it successful.
He was a part of the upstart, but he didn't start it. But listen,
I mean,
you can't compare his
the Young Bucks,
WWE career and Dusty's fucking career as totality from WCW to fucking NWA. Listen, man, let me tell you something, bro. Dusty was a fucking draw. Before there was social media, and before it was all this bullshit, he was selling out 10,000 seats arenas. Come on, you can't sit here and tell me Cody. I understand. I'm not taking nothing from Cody, but
which career are you picking? I'm
picking Dusty because you know why? Listen, I'm gonna tell you something about it. Because there would be no Cody without Dusty.
Yeah, that's what a Nepo baby is, bro.
I understand, but again, you can't take away from the originator.
Bro, I think if you put, like on ESPN, they do it all the time. Stats A, stats B, they get rid of the picture and the names. Which career is better? It's Cody Rhodes, bro. It's Cody Rhodes all day, every day.
Do you think that the way people still revere Dusty Rhodes to this day, do you think the same thing's gonna happen with Cody?
Yes, I do, bro. I do.
Yeah,
Cody is going on a huge streak right now that is very rare in wrestling.
What streak is that?
Like one of the top, and you said last week that Cody Rhodes is the top guy in WWE. You said that.
Right now. Yes, he is right now.
And he's been the top guy since WrestleMania 40, since WrestleMania 40. And he was kind of the top guy at WrestleMania 39. He just didn't win the belt.
Nah, I don't want to say that. Nah. Roman was definitely the top guy at WrestleMania.
He was because he won, but everyone wanted Cody to win that belt, bro. Everyone wanted Cody to win that belt.
But when it's all said and done, we know Roman was the top guy.
So we can say right now Cody's on a good 3-year run from WrestleMania 38 to WrestleMania 41.
And
how many wrestlers can say they do that, bro?
And I can name one right here off the top of my head. Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
You said that last week. You told me last week, and I said yes. At the moment, Cody was. But guess who the
Yeah.
fuck came back on Monday? Roman. He ain't the
And
top
guess
star no
who?
more, bro.
And
He ain't
they
the top star
both
no more.
and they both going to be gone at the same time. So I'm very interested to
What you
see
mean?
what WWE Street Fighter movie, bro.
Shit.
They're both going to be filming the movie at the same fucking time. I believe it's in the fall.
Damn,
I
that is
believe it.
true.
I'm
Damn.
curious to see. I mean, WWE numbers are already going like this.
Damn.
So
that
we'll
is.
see. We'll see how these numbers go without Cody,
And
without
Roman,
Roman, bro.
Damn.
Insane, bro.
That is true.
Insane, bro.
That is true. But you can sit here and tell me until that moment happens. Now that Roman's back in the company, it's fucking Roman.
I know. I picked Roman too.
Right.
But I'm saying if I had to pick between Dusty and Cody's career, give me Cody's all day.
So you was trying to make a point about Gage Goldberg and Bill Goldberg. Like,
no, I was trying to say like most Nepo babies in the industry exceed their parents in the industry. Like Braun
so
Breaker.
You think Charlotte Flair exceeded Ric Flair?
That's my one exception, bro. That's my one exception. But a lot of there are people that say Ric Flair is one of the greatest of all times. But I think there's a lot more people that say Charlotte Flair is the best woman of all time. In general, I don't feel that way. I feel
Maybe like
Mercedes
10 years
Monet,
ago, but not now. Not since Mercedes Monet on this run.
I know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, man, dude, it's a Ric Flair and Charlotte Flair is the exception because it's Ric Flair. But like, Braun Breaker will far exceed his uncles, both of them, by far. Cody, Randall, Ted DiBiase Jr., you didn't.
Yeah, that boy in some trouble right now. So, but yeah,
all right, bro, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I think a lot of that frustration that Goldberg had, I think he peeped in a little bit too much in the IWC. And I'm trying to tell Goldberg, let me tell you something, Goldberg. The IWC, these motherfuckers is bandwagoners.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bandwagon thoughts, a lot of bandwagon ass opinions, and people just jump on this shit because motherfuckers don't like to stand out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? Because the tallest nail is the first one to get hit. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you what I feel. And what I feel is up to the point where he's talking about his retirement speech getting cut, that's business. He got to understand that. But his send-off, to me, I feel like a star like Goldberg, we ain't talking about fucking a mid-carder here. We're talking about a main eventer. One of the people who has helped beating the ass of WWF back in the day. Because of Goldberg, okay? We're talking about a Hall of Famer. We're talking about a person who impacted the industry to this day. Ain't nobody seen no fucking spear until Goldberg start doing it. Now everybody and mama doing the spears. So he transcend the fucking industry, and then all of a sudden now everybody come out the woodwork, Goldberg this and this and that. It's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like,
a lot better people than Goldberg have had worse send-offs. That's all I'm saying.
Like who?
Kurt Angle lost to Baron Corbin at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, though. He still had his send-off at WrestleMania.
Bro, he lost to Baron Corbin, bro.
And Goldberg lost to Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event. So what's your point?
Gunther's a world champion, bro. Baron Corbin was Baron Corbin, bro.
But listen, that match took place at WrestleMania.
Bro, it didn't headline WrestleMania.
It was one of the headlines.
No, it was not, bro. That shit was one of the first couple matches, bro. Baron Corbin, bro. Baron Corbin.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that Kurt Angle had more of an impact in the industry than Goldberg?
Not per se.
Do you
but
think
I'm
if
saying
Kurt Angle
people who are better wrestlers,
okay,
people who are better wrestlers than
do you
Goldberg.
think Kurt Angle will be is a draw at 58 years old like Goldberg would be?
If Kurt Angle came back for a match in WWE, he'd be a draw, bro. He'd be a draw. Would it be a good match? His neck's been fucked up.
We ain't talking about the quad.
The name Kurt Angle, bro, I think would be a draw.
Better than Goldberg.
Yes, sir.
No, you know it to be true.
It's
no,
close.
Of course not.
It's close. It's close.
It's not close. It's not close, bro. It's not close. No. It's not close.
If Hogan came back at his age right now, it'd be a draw. It'd be
that's
terrible.
Fucking Hogan.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's
it'd be terrible.
It's Goldberg. It's Sting.
We need to stop paying for names, bro. We need to stop paying for names. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Well, that's what we do. We paying for names.
I want to see fucking matches, bro. All right, bro. Speaking of Gunther, not really, but speaking of Gunther, it is rumored that this man is being pushed by Triple H to be John Cena's final opponent. How do you feel?
I feel like if that's true, then that's what it is. And who else?
Roman. I feel like there's only one answer to this question. Who is John Cena's last appointment? Roman Reigns. That's it. That's it. That's it. Gunther. So does that mean Gunther's losing the belt? Is he unifying the belts? Is he what is Gunther doing from here to the like? I don't want to see Cena. And I guess Cena wants to put the next person over like he always does. I understand that. Roman's the only answer.
I can see where you come from for saying about Roman, and that would have been my pick. But at the same time, John Cena wanted to leave the business better than when he found it. And he's always been that way. He don't need to make Roman a star. Roman is already a bigger star than John Cena.
Yeah, and Roman's tiptoeing into the Hollywood already, so Gunther's not going Hollywood, I can tell you that much.
Gunther, again, a 58-year-old Gunther can't do what 58-year-old Goldberg just did, bro. Sell out 10,000 seat arena, bro. I don't think so. I'm so sorry. It's not going to happen. Gunther's level of interest isn't as high as Goldberg when it was peaking, bro. Let's keep it a buck, man.
Yeah. I don't think that level of Goldberg, I'll give you that. That level of Goldberg was unreal. It was unreal. But I don't think Gunther's the guy to take down John Cena. It's Roman, bro.
Nah, it's not. It's not Roman. No, it's not. Because Roman is already a star. Gunther still has a hill to climb. And what better way to tag that on your resume? I'm the guy that ended John Cena's career.
Does that help Gunther?
Yes.
You think that helps Gunther's character at all?
Let me ask you this. Do you think it will help Roman more or Gunther more? Thank you. You already know the answer. Thank you. I don't
think it helps either of them. I really don't think if Roman's already at the tippy top. So if he beats John Cena is what we all wanted.
Do you think it will matter?
If Gunther beats John Cena, I don't see people becoming Gunther fans. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now you just proved my point even more about the Gunther and Goldberg argument.
Yeah. Like I just don't see it happening. Listen,
in totality, in the long run, it's going to help Gunther's resume even more. Because someone put on Instagram the list of people that Gunther's beat in 2025. That shit was horrible, bro. Jay Uso's in there like 3 times. Axiom and fucking who else? It was like it was bad, bro. It was. This is all they gave.
It was a bad list. Yeah.
And then hit the top of his, and you know what the top of his list is? The number one star he ever faced in this year was Goldberg at 58 years old.
Yeah.
So again, a retort. Goldberg name still has weight to the fact that your up and coming star Gunther, you put him against him at Goldberg.
But beating Goldberg, did it make Gunther more popular?
I think it made him more popular with the IWC. I think a lot of people got behind Gunther because they didn't like Goldberg so much.
Yeah. Well, the IWC is not a real place.
So says Triple H, right?
Everyone hates Rhea Ripley online, but the crowd pops so loud. IWC is not real.
I think it's still 60-40. Like I think a lot of people still got love for Rhea, bro. There's a lot of Rhea love on.
After that match on Evolution, the IWC piped down a little bit. They piped it down a little bit. They brought it down a little bit.
But
all right, bro.
But yeah, you're right. I don't. As far as overall popularity after Goldberg, I don't know. You're right. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know.
This one's a juicy one right here, bro. Juicy as all can be. We get CM Punk on a podcast saying in 2018, 2019, right before he signed with AEW, he had a meeting with Vince McMahon and Triple H. And he had a handshake agreement to come back. But then Vince McMahon ghosted him. Do you think he's telling the truth?
I mean, CM Punk, he always tells the truth. So,
okay.
So, I mean, look, bro, he ain't my favorite right now. And he lost me as a fan because of the shit he's doing right now. But I'm saying how he goes about his business and he says what he means and means what he say. I believe it.
Why would Vince ghost him then? If Vince gonna fly to him and meet him at a hotel, I believe it was in Atlantic City, have a handshake agreement, and then go back and not sign him, and then he goes to AEW, what's with that, bro?
I think Vince McMahon didn't trust him. I think Vince McMahon
just wanted to shake him in the eye.
No, I don't think Vince McMahon trusts him. I think he whatever was said during that meeting, how it was conducted, I think Vince McMahon walked away from that shit, was like, fuck this guy.
You think so?
It's Phil.
Yeah.
His mouth.
And then once Vince was gone, Triple H was like, I'm going to call Phil again. I'm going
No.
to call Phil again, baby.
So CM Punk, to try to stick it to the WWE, said, hey, you want to ghost me? Watch what I'm about to do for this company right here. Watch me sell out a United Center based off a fucking rumor. Watch me get the loudest and craziest ovation in wrestling history without WWE's help. He made himself hot again to the point to where WWE had to sign him ASAP as soon AEW let him go.
Yeah. They had to.
He proved his point.
Choice.
He proved his point.
They had no choice. All right, bro. This is an AEW little gem right here, bro. Guess who was backstage at All In? Mercedes Monet takes a picture, or someone took a picture. She posted on Instagram, and then someone comments, I took this picture. It's none other than your girl, Bailey from AEW, or WWE, bro. Bailey was backstage at AEW, bro, with her girl. Time. I mean, they're best friends. They're best friends. I get it. Yeah,
but it's not the first time either. She's been backstage at AEW. Bailey is AEW bound sooner than later, trust me.
You think so, bro?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Bro, I think she might be a lifer, bro. I think she might be a WWE lifer.
Why do you think she's a lifer?
Just because, she's always loved it growing up. I know AEW wasn't a product back then, but then NXT, main roster, Grand Slam champion. Well, not anymore. No women's a Grand Slam champion anymore because of the belts. But I just feel like she's in it for the long haul, bro.
I feel like Bailey is a pro wrestling fan, not a WWE fan. There's a difference between the two. So Bailey, she has a deep love for pro wrestling. Sort of like Perfect. She's just like Mercedes Monet.
BFFs.
I don't see Charlotte or Becky doing what Mercedes Monet and what Bailey's about to try to attempt to do the same way. Bailey is trying to prove that outside of WWE, I love the craft of pro wrestling, and I'm gonna show you I can go here, there, and what better spot to do it at than AEW?
You think she'll blend in well with AEW?
Yes. If she would stop wrestling that WWE style, take those handcuffs off, I think she'd do great.
Be that black and gold NXT Bailey. That's the one we want to see.
There we go.
That's the one we want to see. All right, bro. Our boy Eric motherfucking Bischoff, bro. I got a quote for you. I want you to react. Here it goes. Outside of WWE, everyone else is in the game, but they don't really matter. When you look at AEW and TNA, they're in the industry, but they aren't really a factor.
Like, what does he mean by that?
He's basically saying WWE's it, and that's it. Everyone else is like small potatoes.
Eric Bischoff, did you forget that you ran WCW? So can you imagine somebody came out when WCW was popping and somebody said that same thing, like, man, everybody else is not a factor. WWE is what it is. He'll lose his fucking mind. Stop it, Eric Bischoff. He's making himself look like a fool, bro. And I think.
Do you think he just wants to be the only one that could stand next to WWE, the machine that is exactly WWE? He's like, I'm the only one that could ever do it. Tony Khan can't do it. I can do it.
Newsflash, sir. Tony Khan did it better than you. Tony Khan took a wrestling promotion that wasn't even existing, grew it to where it is right now, right?
Yeah. He took something that was existing already.
For a long period of time. They had legends.
They had the South. They had Atlanta. They had everything. You know what I'm saying? They were the one territory that didn't sell to WWE. You know what I'm saying?
And he did what he did, and he did it great for the wrestling industry. Fucking history.
Terrific.
Go down for the fucking history, yes. Yeah. But for him to sit here and ignore 25,000 people rowdy at Texas, stop it, bro. Stop it, man. At this point, he just fishing for clicks. That's all he's doing, fishing for clicks. And I don't like that, bro. I don't like people talking out their ass just to fucking get clicks. But you know what? Another word on the street, because you told me, YouTube, what they doing now, bro? Go ahead.
No more AI. No more AI.
No more faceless channels, and only original content. Sort of like what we're doing right now. So that split screen of you just watching wrestling and just commentating, but you're getting views because people are watching more of the clip of what's going on than listening to what the fuck you saying.
Nah.
Out the door.
Out the door. All right, bro. I got one more before your word on the streets, and then we'll go into the fan questions. But goddamn, bro. SummerSlam tickets. Ringside. Guess how much it's going to cost you?
$3,000.
$17,000, bro.
Okay. I thought you were about to say nothing. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Okay, $1,700.
No, 17,000.
What the fuck?
$17,000.
So 2 nights.
It better be fucking 2 nights. That's all I'm saying.
It better be a third night in that motherfucker somewhere too.
Yeah,
Shit.
it better be fucking free tickets to this, free airfare. $17,000.
Unbelievable.
Bro.
Unbelievable.
I couldn't even imagine, bro.
Unbelievable.
If I was a billionaire, I'm not paying that.
It's got to be a typo. That's got to be. It's supposed to be 1,700.
1,000.
Yo, that's crazy work. You got to be kidding me.
$17K, bro. 5 digits.
Damn near 20
digits.
stacks. Nah,
yeah,
I'm not.
bro.
I can't. I'm not.
Insane. There's
Never.
no way, bro.
Ever. No. I'm so sorry. That's no.
But you know who's gonna be there? People. Someone's paying that shit. I
want to see who the fuck is in that front row. Who the fuck?
Be like, you bro. Even I remember Randy Orton getting like talked to in a hotel lobby about WrestleMania in Vegas. He's like, oh, where were your seats? They're like, we were like in like the first bowl, like not on the floor, but the first bowl, but at the top. He's like, oh, that's cool. He's like, how much you pay for the tickets? They were like $4,000. And he was like, what? He was like, $4,000? It was crazy, bro. These tickets are getting asinine, bro.
Let me tell you something. If this is SummerSlam in New Jersey and the tickets are $17,000, imagine what WrestleMania is going to be costing in Vegas.
It's going to be ridiculous, bro.
Ticket.
And people keep paying it, bro.
I'm going to tell you something. People are paying it, but it ain't our people. It ain't our people.
It ain't us.
It ain't the motherfuckers who grew up with this shit and really fucks with it the way we do. I'm telling you, it ain't us. This is it's
just rich people there for the experience, bro.
For the experience. That's all it is. That is all it is. And they ain't consistent pro wrestling fans. These ain't the same people who will watch this show episodic episodes every week. This ain't the same type of people, bro. This is something else.
Not at all, bro. It's a new breed, bro. It's a new breed.
$17,000.
You said 1,700. He said that ain't bad. I said no. Add a 0, big dog.
Jesus, man, that is crazy work, man. Who's making these prices, man?
TKO, baby. TKO.
Maybe the one who's making these prices, you can bring their asses out in the middle of the ring and slam them through those fucking Slim Jim tables, flaming.
Yeah.
Slim Jim tables off that shit, bro. God dang, that's crazy.
17K, bro. What you got, bro?
What's next? They're gonna have Hell in a Cell sponsored by Takis.
It's just gonna be ads on the cell, and you can't even see into the match. You're gonna have to watch on the outside, bro.
Hell in a
Cell,
be crazy, brought to you by Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Yeah. Fireball ladders, Slim Jim tables, dude wipe chairs, bro. I'm telling you, the chairs are next, bro. The chairs are next, bro. I'm telling you. There's going to be an ad on the motherfucking chair coming up.
They're going to pull it out and they're going to hit somebody with a dude wipe chair.
Dude wipe, yeah. It's going to be sad. It's going to be pitiful.
This is getting ridiculous, bro. But it's going to come back and bite him in the ass. Trust me. Sooner or later, it's going to bite him in the ass. Trust me. All right. Let's get right into it. I got 2 things. Since we already talked about the Goldberg, that was one of my main joints. But I'm going to go talk about this. Word on the street. You know how the WWE or Vince McMahon's book. And I heard many wrestlers say this. One being Kevin Nash, he says, man, Vince McMahon had you 1-2 years down the line of what you're going to do. And that's one thing wrestlers like about the WWE, to see where they're going. Word on the street is WrestleMania 39 and WrestleMania 40 was really the brainchild of Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
I believe it.
The Bloodline story, he's the one that brought back Cody. He definitely brought back Cody.
Yep.
There ain't no doubt about it. And that was at WrestleMania 38. So 39, 4. I mean, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense.
But we was sold the idea that this is all the Triple H's era.
Yeah. I mean, I think the addition, The Rock, to WrestleMania 40 was just added on Vince's idea. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Rock was never going to be the board director of TKO under Vince. None of that would have happened. I'll give it 60-40. Vince gets the 60.
Yeah. I'm going to give it fucking 70-20. For real.
You're missing 10% there, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry. 70-30. How about that? Shit. I'm going to put it like that. because I really feel like Vince was behind a lot of that shit, bro. Matter of fact, what match
He
was that?
started the bloodline.
True, in fact. What match, what WrestleMania was it? Was it 39 where it was Omos versus Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, 39. That was 39.
And that was when all that stuff was going on with Vince and he was out. And then
it was starting to bubble up a little bit.
And it was saying that Vince personally booked that match. He wanted the big man attraction of Omos and Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying?
And Brock hated it.
Brock hated it. But that was a Vince McMahon thing. So I believe it, man. So to everybody who thought Triple H booked WrestleMania 40 the greatest WrestleMania of all time, hey, we got Vince McMahon to thank for that now.
He might have just been rolling off of that.
Now we're actually seeing Triple H booking. A lot of people complain about it too.
I ain't mad at it. I'm taking it. I love it. I'm still a fan.
It's decent at best.
Yeah.
Decent at best. You know what I'm saying? But for the hype,
I'm not the biggest hater.
For the hype that it was giving him, to make it like he was the savior of all saviors.
Yeah.
Decent at best. I think people got to realize that Triple H still has room to grow. Just like Tony Khan had room to grow. And he's growing before our very eyes. I think Triple H is growing before our very eyes too. And I'll be honest with you, I think Triple H can do a better job by himself and with a couple of other close people than having a room full of fucking 18, 20 people, bro. I think that too many chefs in the kitchen.
And I also feel like Triple H is working a lot with Vince's old fella, like the Michael Hayes. Like he's working with Vince's people still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I want to keep that essence of the E.
Yeah.
And sometimes I still get a little bit of that essence of the E, even though it's Triple H booking. I still get a little bit of that essence, and it's because of the Michael Hayeses and who else is back there?
I mean, what's his name's back there now? Arn Anderson's kind of back now.
Yeah, he is back.
You know, all that. Yeah.
I think Billy Kidman's still back over there.
Yeah,
as an agent. Road Dogg is there as an agent.
Road Dogg's there.
So I mean, there's still some essence there, but I think Triple H is at the same time. See, it's hard. I think a lot of people need to kind of just learn. It's hard for Triple H to try to keep the same essence of the E, but still trying to make it go a different direction. He's trying to keep that balance, and I think that's what's kind of fucking up some of his booking sometimes. You know what I mean? Just gotta let it play out for some time. Because look what we did. We let Tony Khan let the shit play out. Because I mean, a year ago, people were bashing the shit out of AEW and Tony Khan. This is the most garbage. Do. All that bullshit. And now look at it now. Sometimes
there's always gonna be the haters.
I mean, I don't want to call it haters. I just think motherfuckers don't understand.
Yeah.
You got to grow into your role sometimes. You know what I mean? And they both are growing into their roles. And I think the more Triple H get more comfortable with everything, I think you're gonna see him start trimming the fat and bringing in people who has his vision of what he thinks should be in the E.
He tried to with R-Truth, but then that shit backfired. You know what I'm saying?
Because the IWC isn't real, but yet he listened to him.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. No, that wasn't him. That was Nick Khan from the Word on the Street.
He listens, then he doesn't, then he does, then he doesn't.
Right. Nick Khan is the one who did who went over his head. Now, what does that say to you if Nick Khan went over Triple H's head to bring back R-Truth?
That's his job, though. Nick Khan's over Triple H's head regardless. So
is that true?
Yeah, Nick Khan's over Triple H, and then it goes to Ari Emanuel and The Rock up there. Rock, Ari Emanuel, Nick Khan, Triple H. Oh,
wow.
He has the power to do that.
Triple H is just the booker. He's like, hey, man, you just the booker.
Triple H is...
we just come in and change the shit.
Triple H is an NBA head coach. Nick Khan is the GM. Ari Emanuel and The Rock are the owners. That's how it is.
Wow.
Deal with it.
So we're going to see more fuckery coming in the future because of that shit.
Hell
I think if Triple H, I'm going to go ahead and say it, bro. If TKO didn't buy WWE and they wasn't meddling in the business, I think Triple H could fucking have this motherfucker on fire.
Probably.
I believe in Triple H know-how and booking of the industry and been around it long enough to where he can make this shit pop. But again, he's got handcuffs.
Yeah. He's handcuffed. TKO. For sure.
So let's go into my last word on the street before we get into fan questions. I recently saw on a old interview, and it was asking about Billy Gunn. And they asked him, how did you feel when Triple H made a remark about AEW in 2019 when he was at the Hall of Fame
Hall of Fame,
ceremony.
yeah.
He said, honestly, I was more pissed that he said that more than I let off initially. And there was like, no, you played it good because you laughed it off. He said, yeah, sometimes you gotta laugh before you cry. He said, but I was pissed off. And then I did research. I was like, who fired the first shot? And I kind of already knew this, but I wanted to confirm it. It was that shit that night. 19
Yeah.
AEW came about in 2019. Triple H saying what he said, compiled on what HBK said. I guess you're all in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They fired the first shot.
Yeah.
So to everybody, at one point when AEW was taking all types of jabs at WWE, and it was like, why don't they just keep WWE out their mouth and da-da-da-da-da? Bruh, that ain't because they started. It's retaliation.
And even when Cody Rhodes' documentary came out on Peacock, done by WWE, you had Triple H in an interview being like, your goal in life is not to be the champion of a secondary product. He said it like it's on the fucking documentary. Yeah. It's on the documentary.
So speaking of Cody, after that was said in 2019, Cody Rhodes come out, smashed the throne.
Yeah.
It's a retaliation. And it was off from the races from there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes, bro, you got to stop picking fights. Just because
I want to know why Cody Rhodes left AEW. I want to know the full
story,
reason.
Right?
And, yes. He says in the documentary, it was personal. That's it. It was personal. It wasn't no one else. It was me. I was like, no, goddammit. I want to know everything.
In a promo in AEW, I think it was before a ladder match that he was supposed to be in. He said, I received a contract in the mail, but it wasn't a contract that I wanted. And everybody was like, oh, shit, like, damn. So I guess they're not going to re-sign Cody or, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Yeah.
He was already venting his frustrations with what was going on. Now, again, we probably would never know the true story of this until Cody makes his jump back to AEW. Because please believe he's going back. Whether it might not be sooner than later, but he's going back eventually to finish up his career at AEW.
Never.
Trust me. Trust that.
Never.
You mean to tell me, personally, if you help create something like AEW and you see it getting bigger and bigger, that's your baby. You mean to tell me if you had an opportunity to go back after you accomplish almost everything that you've done in WWE, you mean to tell me you wouldn't go back and even try to be the AEW World Champion?
Well, depending on how it ended in AEW the first time, that depends on if I'm going back or not.
Nah. Let me tell you something one time.
I'll go back as Ric Flair having 2 heart attacks in the ring at like 78 years old.
Like, nah, not that. But I'm saying, if people comes back to the WWE like Bret Hart, after there was so much bad blood between him, anything's possible, bro. That's why they always say never in the WWE. Never say never in this industry, period, bro.
Yeah.
So how they end it, I'm pretty sure there'll be water under the bridge after a certain amount of time. I promise you that.
We'll see, bro. All right, bro. Fan question time.
Dang.
We're going to Dexter Mark. He wants to know, RKO or the Diamond Cutter? This one's easy for me, bro.
Yeah, I already know what you're going to do, RKO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Randy on the Mount Rushmore, bro. RKO comes out of nowhere. How many RKO finishes can you remember? A lot. Diamond Cutter, not as good.
You're sadly mistaken, my man. Again, you're talking to a WCW fan, okay? Diamond Dallas Page is the reason why the RKO is relevant. And that out of nowhere shit, Orton didn't invent that. That was Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas Page could put that move on you from any fucking where, any fucking time. It wasn't as flashy.
That's
he didn't
true.
jump up in the air and do all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. The flash, like the curb stomp into the RKO. The shooting star press into the RKO. Diamond Dallas Page wasn't doing that, baby.
I'm going to tell you what Diamond Dallas Page was doing. He was putting motherfuckers in goddamn powerbomb, flipping on their shoulders and goddamn RKing on them shit. Diamond cutting them boys off the top rope type stuff. The reason why I say the Diamond Cutter has the edge over the RKO is because Diamond Dallas Page, in the time where people's finishers were predictable of when they're going to set it up and do it, he was the only one where it was unpredictable because he could get it out of nowhere. Again, you can't top the original, because without the original, there will be not what you have now.
You can top the original, bro. You can. You can always top the original. Always. Always you can top the original. The original gets credit, but you can't top the original.
And we're not talking about DDP in the fucking, like, he was wrestling in the 60s and 70s. He was in the fucking late 90s, early 2000s. So it ain't like it was too far stretched. But DDP was ahead of his time, very much ahead of his time. And to the point to where RKO, Randall's, asks Diamond Page, can I use that move?
Yeah.
And Diamond Page knew who he is.
Is there a better, we'll just call it the cutter because it's basically a cutter. Diamond Dallas Page. Is there a better cutter than Seth Rollins and Randy Orton? When he goes for the curbs. I'm not calling it the RKO. I'm not calling it the diamond cutter. We'll just call it a cutter.
Right.
Is there a better version of that finishing move than Seth freaking Rollins going for the curb stomp, getting launched in the air, and then Randy Orton catches him in the air and bang! I'm throwing it all together. I'm saying bang with Randy Orton. I'm doing it all. There's not a diamond cutter better than that RKO at all. So as much as the original is good, there's not a better diamond
the Eddie
cutter.
Guerrero Diamond Dallas Page.
It wasn't as good as that one.
Have you seen the Eddie Guerrero Diamond Dallas Page?
I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah,
that's how much I don't remember. I gotta refresh my memory of it because it wasn't that good.
After you refresh your memory,
RKO, that's in my brain forever.
Was that in your brain?
It was Daylight too. You know how much I hated Daylight fucking match. San Francisco, and then fucking doesn't Seth Rollins cash in the Money in the Bank on Roman that night?
I seen Orton. My favorite RKO that's memorable to me is fucking Evan Bourne did his he had this shooting star press, and Randall's caught that motherfucker perfect timing. Bam! That was my memorable RKO. The one he did at WrestleMania, it was okay because I could see Randall fucking lift him up and, caught him. So I was, I seen the shit happen. I'm like, I get it, but it wasn't that good. But that shit no one really saw that coming because Randall was like this, and then fucking his shooting star press, and all of a sudden you see Randall's pop up. Wow. It was clearly that's where that out of nowhere shit really originated from. So it ain't Seth Rollins and fucking Randall's at WrestleMania. That's overly blown because that's what everybody like to say. Mine is Evan Bourne and Randall's, but to me, I like the Eddie Guerrero and Diamond Dallas Page cutter, and I'm pretty sure that's like shit. I mean, he did the one he did with Goldberg. Shit was crazy, bro. At a time where Goldberg was unbeatable, and Goldberg sold the shit out that diamond cutter, bro. So again, go back, watch some DDP junts. And DDP, I'm telling you.
I'm going to look it up right away. Eddie Guerrero, DDP.
And Goldberg.
Let's go second question, bro. It's from Justin. He sent an email in. Do we get an answer for Rock, Cena, Travis Scott? Do we ever get that answer, bro? Because I hear word on the street is Travis Scott, they're like, this dude can't wrestle at all. He's not learning shit. He ain't doing nothing, bro. Do we ever get an answer for what the fuck transpired this year?
I don't know.
I don't think we see Travis Scott ever again, bro. I don't think we see Travis Scott ever again.
Impossible. You can't bring him in with that impact and have him entwined with one of the biggest storylines in this company's history just for him to go ghost.
Bro, they said word on the street, they're trying to train this motherfucker.
And he ain't doing it.
And he's just not getting it.
He's scared.
He's not getting it. That's allegedly. I don't know. I don't know. We just word on the street here. And we got Jelly Roll moving to motherfucking Orlando. Training for 3-4 weeks, working with Jacob Fatu, Undertaker, Michelle McCool. This motherfucker going in. You see the Jimmy Kimmel shit? Yeah, bro. I'm just like, this man's putting in work. And Travis Scott over here, fiend. I'm so
Look, man.
Do we get answers?
Dare I say, Travis Scott at this point of his career is a bigger star than Jelly Roll right now.
I mean, I just don't listen to like hip hop rap anymore like that. So huge Jelly Roll fan. But I would say with the younger crowd, it's Travis Scott. With the 30 and above, it's Jelly Roll. That's a tough. Who has more fans, Jelly Roll or Travis Scott right now?
That is tough because Travis Scott had a whole concert in Texas. Like he had a whole world and people were coming out for like days and days and days. Like 10 people died and shit, type shit.
I watched a documentary, bro. A lot
Damn.
of motherfuckers died.
Crazy. Getting trampled.
Trampled.
So I would say this. Jelly Roll will eventually be the biggest star because of what Jelly Roll transitioned to, sort of like this country type singer, right?
Yeah, he's being a tweener.
He's doing what Yellow Wolf did.
Yeah.
But Jelly Roll
except on a
sing.
bigger scale.
He can sing.
Yeah.
He can actually
on
sing.
A bigger scale.
Look, Yellow Wolf is one of the first people I know who really made that transition and made that shit pop, though. That country hip hop type shit. So
let me ask you this. If you had to rate Jelly Roll's SummerSlam match before you even see it, out of 10 stars, we use decimals here, what do you think you're going to rate Jelly Roll's performance at SummerSlam? Before it happens.
7.5.
7.5?
Yes.
You gave Mercedes Monet a less rating than that, bro.
Yes.
I just want you to know that.
Yes, I have.
You think Jelly Roll's going to deliver a 7.5 out of 10?
Considering the conditions of him losing 200 pounds, look at him, bro. He looks looking good. And hearing the dedication that he's putting in that work.
Yeah.
Bro, he pulled on my heartstrings right now. Because
7.5.
7.5, he is putting the work in. He is spending, he said, I damn near moved into the damn PC Center. Spending hours and hours. Him and Jacob Fatu had wrestling for 3 hours. Michelle McCool, Undertaker's on the ring apron, giving them pointers for 3-4 hours, bro. That's dedication, okay? Dedication that Travis Scott hasn't shown.
Yeah.
7.5, and I'm not going to say because it's going to be a banger. The fact that he lost his weight and he's putting that dedication in, and as a celebrity, he ain't got to do this shit. He making so much money.
Yeah.
He's one of the biggest country singers in the world right now. He ain't got to do this shit.
Yeah.
But for him to put that dedication, bro, that's a lot of credit to me. That shows love for the industry. Because a lot of people who come in this industry, these celebrities, they use it to propel their fucking brand. But Jelly Roll ain't doing that, bro. He's showing love for this industry. That dedication, bro, something that's unmatched. And for that, he already gets 7.5 from me.
I'm going to give it a 5.5. But we'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, hey.
My last question, bro. T-Mac 99. Should SummerSlam be 2 nights? Depends on how they deliver. That's my theory, bro. It depends on how they deliver.
My theory is it depends on what they have brewing in the pot. If it's gonna, you know what? Damn.
How many matches each night? We're
probably gonna get 6.
6?
Yeah.
So do you think it's 4 hours, or you think it's 3 hours, 3 hours?
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah. And
I'm nervous, bro. I'm nervous.
Well, you're nervous because the build-up ain't been much of a build-up to SummerSlam. But you got 2 weeks to build up this big-ass card.
Yeah. We got about 6 matches announced, but I'm like still nervous.
And 3 of those matches probably going to be on one night, and the other 3 is going to be on one night. So we still need 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I'm all for 2 nights events because we love pro wrestling. That is by far.
Yeah.
But
I'll watch it. I'm going to watch it.
You kind of shoot yourself in the foot by compiling all of these, you know?
In such a short time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro.
Fan question. I have one.
There you go.
From MD 2020. He say, what do you guys think WWE counter programming Forbidden Door of NXT Heatwave?
Forbidden Door is going to not just crush it, bro. Fuck, bro. NXT, I feel like NXT is a dying breed right now, bro. NXT just keeps getting worse. Like, they're taking all the stars to the main roster. What do you like? I don't get it, bro. Like, NXT, who's in NXT? Obafemi? That's it. Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe, kinda, I guess. I'll give it to you. Kalani Jordan's athletic, super talented. Jada Parker, your girl.
Yeah.
Love
but
her.
She's not at that
love her.
Drawing like that.
She's not drawing. None of these people can sell tickets. None of these people can sell tickets.
The main person in NXT right now is Trick Williams, and you see what's going on. See, I told people this.
They're over there. They're over there trying to win TNA belts. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
It's they're intertwining too much of TNA with NXT, and they're squashing TNA.
I feel like since the TNA merger and NXT and TNA have been together, NXT has been coming down to TNA levels. And that's not a shot at TNA. TNA is for TNA people, but NXT is slowly dipping down there. That's just my opinion.
And you know what's funny? A year ago, when people was on the Trick Williams hype train, oh, Trick Williams, oh my Lord, Trick Williams, I said, bro, get that shit.
Yeah.
See, the foresight, he ain't it, bro. He is not it.
He ain't it.
His mic, he still needs work in the ring, and his mic skills isn't the best, bro, for him to be the top dog. And he needs to stop rapping. Do not rap. No more, Tricky. Please.
I won't coming on rapping. I'm white.
He need to stop. He needs to stop for real. His shit is horrible. It is so offbeat. It is horrible. So again, as far as the question, Forbidden Door, Heat Wave, Forbidden Door is gonna blow that shit up.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what the main event is gonna be. Do know it's gonna have something to do with Ospreay because it's in the O2 Arena. That crowd is going to go nuts.
It has to. It has to.
I'm gonna take it back to the old, I'm gonna take it back to the old 4-4 HEELZ shit. My man named Aaron McKee used to do all the time. That's it, bro.
Throw the cars, bro. That's it, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.